Y'all, you cannot choose your triggers. You can choose to not let your triggers consume you. Doing that is difficult. It takes a lot of intent. It takes a lot of, okay, I could let this overwhelm me. I could let this overcome me. But I'm not going to let it. That happened to me twice today. You know how like sometimes a smell can trigger a memory or just a trigger in itself? I had that this morning at work. You know, I'm doing my job, everything's going good, and all of a sudden I get a smell and I'm just like, whoop. And immediately I was like, ugh, Ken, gross. Then I was like, wait, why am I smelling that smell? And then I was like, well, that doesn't really matter. Why is that a trigger? Well, I had to think about it for a second and I was like, oh, I remember why that's a trigger. It's a trigger because he didn't really like to shower very often. And instead of taking a shower to get clean, he would douse himself in body spray. And for the longest time, it was a very specific kind. Well, over time, that smell became a trigger. It was very hard to breathe. It made us cough and choke, or me. I cannot speak for my siblings or my mother. I can only speak for me because I did not live their experiences. And it was just awful because it was a mixture of body odor and body spray. And it was like it suffocated you. It was awful. And then later today, as I'm getting my kid off the bus, I had to have a conversation with the bus driver and the aide that was on the bus because of an incident that happened yesterday and other things that have been happening on the bus. And I get to a point and the bus driver's like, yeah, this is Ken's daughter. Instantly, I was like, ugh. But I didn't say anything. However, I was like, why is that a trigger? Oh yeah, because it wasn't my choice. I didn't get to choose my bios. Like, I did not get to choose who my parents were. I didn't get a choice in that. Nope. Didn't get a choice. And I was so proud of myself because used to, I would have said something. So it got to show me how much growth I actually have had and done over time. And I was like, you know, I think from now on, I'm just going to say not by choice. Because I don't want to go into this big long spiel of how I am no contact with him anymore. And that's not a road I want to go down. And it's not prideful. Like, I don't feel proud to be his child. I have no reason to. At least for me. I don't. And I was like, you know, we can't choose our triggers. We can choose how we respond to our triggers. And that's what's so important. That is why it is so important to be mindful, to pause before we react. We have to. We owe it to ourselves to live in peace, in calmness, not live in this trigger-filled state. I don't really know the word I was trying to use, but that's what we're going to go with right now. Because words are hard sometimes. Ugh. But yeah. You can't control the trigger. You can make sure that the trigger doesn't control you. We deserve that. We don't deserve to be controlled by our triggers. We deserve to control how we react to our triggers. Triggers are there. They're there for a reason. They are telling us, it's a lesson, it's a learning experience that says, hey, my boundaries are being stepped on. I'm not being respected. Or it gives us a moment and an opportunity to kind of step back and be like, okay, why is this a trigger? Why is this affecting me? And then we can gain control over it. Isn't that amazing? Have a bomb-ass day.